When it comes to cross-selling, there are multiple ways to approach a market when you have multiple products. Unfortunately, most companies build their sales teams to meet their own goals and market share objectives with little consideration of how that structure may impact their customers. Like everything else, developing and committing to a strategic, intentional sales model begins and ends with knowing your customer. Aligning your model to best serve their model will help you maximize your sales effectiveness. There are multiple areas to address to ensure your internal sales model is optimized for your market. Let's take a look at 3 steps to streamline your overall sales. Step 1, evaluating your customer's organizational structure. Step 2, the structure of your outside sales team. And finally, Step 3, the organization of your internal sales team. We'll begin by looking at how your typical customer's organization is structured. For example, when you look at your various products, does one person at your account buy all the products you sell, or is there a different target buyer for each? Now I want you to do an exercise. Create a specific but generic org chart for your ideal customer. Include the roles and responsibilities of each person in their organization that potentially touch each of your products or services at any point in the buyer journey, from the C-suite all the way down to the purchasing desk. Determine the size and structure of your outside sales team relative to the customer org chart you just created. Do you have a single salesperson per product, or a salesperson responsible for multiple products? Why this is so important is that the impact your model has on your customer will determine your success. For example, if you have a single customer role that potentially buys multiple products from you, will they like having several different salespeople from your company call on them, or one person who is knowledgeable with each product? This is a tough but critical choice for you. See, on one hand, having multiple salespeople calling on the same account can give you more visibility and share of voice, but it can also create confusion and lack of overall impact. On the other hand, having a single salesperson responsible for all products within the account gives the customer a single point of contact, but potentially limits the overall share of voice and the number of active minds working collaboratively to grow the account. How you structure your sales team should be a factor of the following. Number 1, customer needs. Number 2, the size of your typical customer accounts. 3, the complexity of your individual products. And what I mean by this is the more complex your product, the higher likelihood you will need a different salesperson for each. 4, your desire for multiple salespeople that will create more share of voice within an account. Now determine your inside sales model if necessary next. For many organizations, an inside sales team is responsible for either lead generation, customer support, or both. In many cases, the complexity of your selling environment, the bandwidth of your outside sales team, and the overall needs of your customer will determine both the necessity and the structure of your inside sales team. Now, looking at the customer org chart you previously created, I want you to develop a simple outside and, if needed, inside sales team model that you believe gives you the right amount of customer reach, customer interaction, and customer service. You may end up with multiple potential models that look viable. Knowing if you've developed the correct internal sales model really comes down to this. Are you maximizing every opportunity across your product portfolio? And do your customers believe you're providing the right product with the right support, so much so that they become a repeat customer and a raving fan? Any model that doesn't arrive at that destination likely needs to be revisited. If you take the time to map your model correctly to your customers' needs and their organizational design, you will set your company up for cross-selling success, which will ultimately end in you maximizing your revenue and your profitability.